Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. Good evening. I'm Councillor Terry Towner, and on behalf of City Council, I would like to welcome everyone to this public hearing this evening. Mayor Stewart is currently out of the country on city business, and I'm acting mayor at the moment, so I'll be running the meeting tonight. We're having a public hearing into the bylaws that will be introduced to you in a moment by our city clerk. Council for the City of Coquitlam has given first reading to these bylaws and directed that this public hearing be held. Staff from the city's Planning and Development Department will present a summary of each of the proposed bylaws. The floor will then be open to anyone in attendance who wishes to present his or her views on the proposed bylaw. Those that have pre-registered will be given first opportunity to speak. I stress to all of you that this is a public hearing. It's an opportunity for anyone who has a view on the proposed bylaw to make that view known to council members. Council members are here with an open mind, and you're here to listen to your input. No one has prejudged the outcome of these applications. I also want to emphasize that tonight is not a question and answer period. It is not an opportunity to debate the merits of the proposed bylaws with either council members, staff, or those in the audience who may be opposed to your particular view. I ask that you restrict your comments to the proposed bylaws and be as brief and concise as possible. We are asking speakers to respect a 5-minute time limit in order that everyone who wishes to speak is able to do so. Speakers are permitted to speak more than once, only if they are providing new or additional information. When you come up to speak, there's a podium there, and that black thing across the back is the microphone. Right in front of you is a little box with lights. Once the red light goes on, that's the 5-minute mark, and if the red light comes on, I will interrupt you and ask you to wrap up your comments. I ask that the audience be respectful of each speaker and allow that speaker to make his or her point without interruption. Please refrain from clapping, cheering, or booing during any presentation made this evening. As chair of this hearing, I hope I won't need to, but I do reserve the right to conclude any presentation that doesn't relate to the bylaw, becomes abusive, or becomes repetitive of views that the speaker has already made known to council members. Please note, if you wish to provide a written submission to be included in the record of tonight's meeting, you must hand in that submission to the clerk prior to the adjournment of the related item on the agenda. Please also note, council may not receive any additional information, written or verbal, after the adjournment of the public hearing and prior to consideration of the respective bylaws at the next council meeting. Immediately following the adjournment of the public hearing tonight, a regular council meeting will convene in order that council may give consideration to the items on the public hearing agenda. However, if during the public hearing, council requests further information related to an item, consideration of that item will be deferred pending receipt of the requested information. I will now call on Mr. Gilbert to introduce the bylaws on tonight's agenda and Planning and Development staff to make a presentation on the first item.
Thank you, Madam Chair.